Hi friends, today we are continuing to work on putting shapes together to make other shapes. So first, let's do a quick review. How many sides does this shape have? So this is a two-dimensional shape. And remember the sides are these. So there's one. How many does it have? Four. Has one side, two, three, four. Four sides. Let's take a look at the faces. Now remember, faces are the flat parts on a three-dimensional object, okay, that are connected by the edges. And when we look at a picture of a three-dimensional shape, we have to remember that we're only seeing part of it. You're not seeing the back of it. Okay, so you see a picture that looks like this, where you can see the top and you can see the two sides here, but you can't see the bottom, but we know it's there, and you can't see the back sides, but we know those are there. So let's think about this. There is one on the top. I'm gonna put a tally as I count. If there's one on the top, I know there's one on the bottom. So I'm gonna add one for the one that I can't see. Then I know there's one in the front. There's one for the front, and I know if there's one in the front, then I could flip it over, and there's a face in the back. So I'm going to give a line for the face in the back. Then there's one here on the side, and I know if I have one here on this side, there's going to be another face on the other side. So I'm going to give one face for this one, and then one tally for the one that's hiding on that side that I can't see. So there are six total, 6 faces total. We will be on page 804 today, so if you're not there, please go there now. Here's our model it. You can make larger shapes from smaller shapes in different ways, and we were practicing that yesterday. You can make a larger rectangular prism using, so a rectangular prism is a three-dimensional object. So you're picturing a long shape like this that I could hold, okay? So what could we use to make this shape? What smaller objects could we use to make this shape? So we could take small cubes and put those together to make a longer one. So the picture looks like squares. It's a really hard picture to see. That's why I like to hold this up. So you could make a rectangular prism by putting cubes together, because we know cubes are equal all around, but rectangular prisms can be longer. So to get a cube and make it longer, you just add more cubes and it'll make a longer rectangular prism. So on this line, I would like you to write in the word cubes. There's a bossy E with an S at the end. Oh, not an E at the end. S at the end. Cubes. So you can make a larger rectangular prism by using cubes. When you want to make a three-dimensional object, you also want to use three-dimensional objects to make it bigger. All right, so let's take a look at this one. How many cubes make up this shape? There are blank cubes that make up the shape. This is hard because there's some that you can't see. So let's take a look at what we can see. I can see a cube here. There's one. I can see another cube here and another cube here. I can also see these ones at the bottom. Here's a cube that's sitting underneath that one. This is one cube that's sitting underneath this one. And here's another cube that's sitting underneath this one. So this sits under that. Okay. Now I can see the top of one cube in the back. What else do you think is back there? If these all have a cube on the top and a cube on the bottom, if we have a cube on the top and the back, we know that there's going to also be a cube on the bottom in the back. So I have one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one sitting at the bottom back there, 8. 8 cubes that make up this shape. Think about a Rubik's Cube that you can move around that has all the different colors, that you try to get all the colors to be on one side. That can help you visualize. Circle the shape you could make with 2 cylinders and 2 cubes. Only 2 cylinders and 2 cubes. Which one would work? I'm noticing a cube here and a cube here, a cylinder here and a cylinder here. On this side, I'm noticing 2 cubes, but only 1 cylinder, and I'm also noticing a rectangle. So which one has 2 cylinders and 2 cubes? Go ahead and circle that now. And then your very last problem, draw a line to match each set of shapes with the larger shape you could make. So I will do the first one, but I see a cube and I forgot the name of that. Silly Missy step. That's a cone. It happens to me too. It happens to everybody. We forget. We draw a blank is what we call it sometimes. Our mind goes blank. I'm going to say this one this can be built by those 2 shapes. You can put those 2 shapes together to make this one. Go ahead and do number 6 and 7 on your own, and then you are all done. But I hope that you explore throughout the day putting some shapes together and building and see what you can make.